Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back for another Q&A session. Right, so I am on time for this month, right, for Q&A session. So I released this post like before, in between the Pompeii event and the Hunter event, right? So I have a bit of question mix and match here and there, right? So let's see what question we have for this month of Q&A session. Okay, so let's start off with the first question of the day, right? Doesn't have to be TOS related, right? So since I'm doing it now, right, so let's might as well just answer this question. So what app do you use to support your stream and how smooth it is? Right, so what the app that I use, right, to record videos like this and live stream is pretty much the same, right? So to mirror your phone to your computer to do recording, right, I use AirPlayer, right? Of course, I'm using an iOS, so AirPlayer will do. So I think there's another app called 5K Player, right? You can go Google that, right? That mirrors your phone to the computer as well, right? And then after that, to stream, you pretty much need OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software, right? All these two apps are free, right? Downloadable from the PC, and then after that, you do some configuration, and then there you go, right? So how smooth it is based on like how good is your computer's performance, right? The phone don't really matter, right? I think you must have enough like RAM for your com and stuff like that, right? So since it's TOS, you won't need like some massively good graphic card and stuff like that, right? So at least some sort of like a performance parts, right? The more important part is like RAM and stuff like that to get your streaming going, right? And make it smooth, right? So let's move on to the next question. Okay, so next question. With all the Lionels having their own attribute evolution, do you think there's a chance these Lionels will combine into one card, just like how the Metazoa did? Right, I don't know, just a random thought. So it crossed my mind, right, before, right, this Lionel thing, right, not just you. I thought they would do it for the new Mechanical Life series, but I think that's a bit too early, right? Alpha and Beta have their own fusion form release, so I don't think that's gonna happen, right? I think I can foresee Madhead pulling off this April Fool prank once again, right? Maybe next year's April and stuff like that, right? We just have to wait. But most likely that's not gonna happen, right? If that's gonna happen, I'm gonna be really surprised, right? But it's not impossible, right? Lionel having all sorts of evolution form, right, might just pull off like some sort of Metazoa kind of thing. Now, of course, that's going to compete with the current Metazoa, so may have to do some balancing on their part, right? So, anyways, like random thought, but it's a fun idea, right? So maybe you guys can leave it down in the comments whether you guys want a fusion 5-color Metazoa. It's going to be pretty crazy for the game meta, right? Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so next question is by Zachary, asking. I'm not sure if this question got asked before. Actually, I'm not really sure as well. Number one, how much do you usually spend on TOS every month on average, right? And number two, how many like cat dupes is worth for TOS as a whole? Example, one-off events, bi-weekly, Soul Master, Nightmare, Horror stages, and see more, right? So basically, you guys can't see here, but number three is just asking, do I spend money on other games as well? Alright, so how much do I usually spend every month, right? I'm not sure. I don't think I buy diamond every month, right? But it's probably like every patch, more like every patch, so it's slightly more than a month or so, right? So every time I purchase is pretty much like 150 diamonds straight, right? Because that's the cheapest investment you can do, right? For example, if you get like this initial purchase, like, you know, buy 6 or more diamonds and you get something else, right? You take a look at the diamond price, right? 1 diamond costs $1 plus, and then 6 diamond costs $6 plus, just a bit more, and then 150 you're getting it at $118, right? So that is the pretty much it's just the more you buy, the cheaper it is, right? So it's a kind of like a long-term investment, right? So you one shot bulk purchase, and then after that you don't purchase for a long time, right? So pretty much that's how I do it. So how many dupes? Okay, I don't quite understand what question 2 is asking. Right? Basically, from my understanding is for every event, right? For example, bi-weekly, one-off, Soul Master, Nightmare, how many cards do I usually farm, I guess. Right, so it depends on, if I'm understanding this question wrongly, you can leave it down in the comments below. I'll answer it directly to you. Okay, so basically it depends on how important the card is, right? So yeah, as you can see, some card doesn't stack, like their effect doesn't stack, or one can only be activated and then the other one pretty much useless, right? Like for example, Horror Stage Smilodon or Smilodon, right? You can only activate them one at a time, right? So there's no point like farming a second one and stuff like that, right? So it depends, right? For example, like Joint Operation Dong Zhuo, this kind of card, this is worth a dupe farm, right? Like for example, the Machina that launches 1.5 million fixed damage and stuff like that, those bi-weekly battles, right? Worth the farm, right? You can farm more if you want to, right? These kind are just one of the few examples I can think of, right? So question 3, asking, do I spend any on any other games, right? So for TOS is pretty much like the main game, so that's like the most amount of money I spend on, right? So the others are like micro transactions, like those mini small transactions that I buy for other games, like PUBG. I do buy a few bucks over there, right, just to open some loot crates and stuff like that, but it's not like those massive amount of money thrown into other games, right? Just like probably like $5 and stuff like that, right? So mainly the full investment is still in TOS, right? So other games is just casual purchase and that's about it. Alright, so speaking about purchase, Wesley Lau asks, was 6 Pompeii team really worth the diamond? No, don't do it. I don't think I'll ever do it again, right? Unless the card is really really broken. Right, 6 Pompeii was fun, right? But the damage output wasn't very fantastic, right? So I absolutely regret, right? That's like another like 200 diamonds I could have saved, right, if I weren't going for that mono Pompeii team. But oh well, mistakes are made, lessons are learned, right? Don't do it. Okay, next question asking, as someone who doesn't really have the luxury to buy diamonds for draws, how do I strategize my diamond usage so I can get the most meta leaders available? I am also too lazy to play arena, I guess. Right, so that is your fault because you're missing out on 10 diamonds, potentially 10 diamonds every single week. Right, so that's how I pretty much farm my diamonds as well. Right, so there are times that for one entire week there is like bi-weekly battles that I've already done before, it's a repeated one, or it's a repeated ultimate stage, I don't really have to farm them, right? So over the course of that week, I don't really have anything to play, right? So I don't burn diamonds on that week. And then at the end of the week, I get 10 diamonds, so it kind of refills my diamond over time, right? So you can see sometimes when my diamonds becomes like a lot, right? Small percentage of it is from arena, right? Like I don't really spend, so it gets plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10 all the way, right? So don't be lazy on arena, just do it, right? If you end up at legend, that's 8 diamonds, right? You end up king, that's 10 diamonds, so it is still diamonds, right? You guys need it if you are free to play players, right? So for draws, you have to take a look at your inventory, right? What are the potential teams that you can form? For example, dragon team, right? So you don't specifically go and aim for Azathoth if you don't have Novelist, for example, right? Or any sort of dragon cards that is potentially in the game, right? So if you literally have no dragon cards, right, you get Azathoth, what are you gonna put as, you know, as the members, right? So OP card, but you don't get the maximum usage out of it, right? So you don't purposely draw, right? So that's burning your diamonds in the wrong way, right? So that's one example I can think of, right? So for example, if you have a lot of gods, you have a lot of elf, right? So you look at Ophelie Gaston, it's like, that's a very good leader, I'll try to draw for it, right? So draw smart, right? Like just target and form like a potentially good team, right? Before you like randomly draw this strong card and then you can't form a team around it, right? So basically you get this jackpot card and then it's useless as well because your members can't, you know, synergize with your leader and stuff like that, right? So I would say take a look at your inventory, find the strongest potential team out there, and then draw a leader that is fit for that team, right? So that's my overall advice for you. Oh wait, there's a number 2. Do you miss us, bracket Tootsie and Erendil? Well, of course I miss you guys, right? Of course, being an ex-Erendil member, I know that we do have a line chat that is always like buzzing with notifications, right? Not that it gets annoying sometimes, right? But you know, it kind of like fill my day every day, you know, kind of. So in Ragnarok now, I'm not really like active in chats and stuff like that, right? Partially because I'm busy with work and stuff like that really, so I don't really have the time to go and check the chat and stuff. So things get a bit stale sometimes, right? Of course, really miss the line chats, man. So next question asked by Shawnee Sean: are you gonna switch to PUBG Mobile? Right, not permanently, like a series on my channel. Right, so I would really love to. Right, in fact, on my like off-screen time, right, most of the time, like the next most played game on my phone, right, other than TOS is PUBG. Right, be it solo or with my girlfriend or with my group of friends. Right, so I play like solo, duo, and squad together. Right, so I've been spending a lot of time on it as well. Right, so I kind of have the plan to upload some PUBG videos, right? So I'm just trying to figure out how the mic and stuff like that goes in the game, right, before I start recording and stuff like that. Right, so if you guys want some PUBG videos, right, do leave it down in the comments below. I would really want your feedback, right? So with that, then I'll see whether I want to upload the videos or not. Right, so let's move on to the next question. Right, next question is from Lance asking, do you think Tower Savior is tampering with the drop rates of runes to make frustrated people to revive using diamonds or retrying the stage? For example, sudden few rounds of no hard runes even without using Wenzhong skill. Right, so I think a lot of people are complaining about, you know, the sky drops, the drop rates and stuff like that. Right, now even when you're not playing Grid, right, sometimes the runes are not falling in your favor, right? That basically what's the game about is RNG, right? Random number generation. So what drops down is really depends on luck, right? So I can give an example of a personal experience, right? So I was playing Arena. The first stage was to dissolve all the light runes on the screen. Right, so there was no light runes, right? There's only one. I can't dissolve it. I spin, right? Clear the board, no light runes. I still have one light rune on the board. Spin, I clear literally almost half the board, no light runes drop. Right, so that's how the game works. Right, so sometimes you get really good sky drop. Right, you spin 3 combos, you can get sky drop all the way to 12 combos. Right, I don't see anyone complaining about that. Right, so then when sky drop it's not in your favor, then people complain, you know. So sometimes the game is that's one of the fun part of the game, right? Like sometimes the game is really good to you, and then sometimes it throws you like crazy, right? So from as far as I know, Madhead have never tried to tamper with drop rates at any point of time, right? I'm saying the runes, right? The runes drop rate. So if you're playing Grid, unless you know the old style Grid, not the VR Grid, right? VR Grids are more stable now. Right, so they have never tampered with the drop rates of runes, right? So you stop blaming Madhead on that. Right, so ultimately it still comes down to luck, right? So if you have to revive, just don't revive, just restart the stage and stuff like that, right? So just be happy, don't rage, enjoy the game. Right, so the last question is from Tootsie. If you're getting married, will you invite TOS players to your wedding? You never answer my questions, SMH. Right, this is like the most liked question on this month's Q&A. Right, so if I get married, will I invite TOS players? Right, so well, we have to see, right? Like if whether I'm doing a big wedding, a small wedding, right? And then after that, wedding is a 2-person thing, right? So let's see what my wife is gonna be saying about that, right? So it depends all in the future, right? So if it's a huge wedding, then of course I can invite everybody, right? So we'll see, right? Maybe a few years down the road. Right, so that basically concludes the Q&A session for the month of May. Right, so it's been always a pleasure, right? Taking in all these questions and answering this on monthly in a video. Right, so hopefully there will be more questions coming in next month, right? So next month is the month of June, which is my birthday as well, right? So I should be uploading next month's Q&A earlier because my birthday falls on the last day of June, which is the day that I'm supposed to make the video. Right, so I guess I'll be looking forward to next month's Q&A as well. Right, so this is gonna be Q&A for the month of May, right? If you enjoy this video, do give it a like, and then as usual, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.